Welcome to the What the Guru podcast for July 12th, 2026 for the lower 48 United States. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about the current weather that we have, and then we're going to work on a little bit talking about the tropics as well as the changes that are becoming for the upcoming week here. So right now you're looking at the National Weather Service current radar for the lower 48. You can see that we have some showers in the mid-Atlantic and the Tennessee Valley right now. These are light showers, nothing severe, but they will provide rain on Sunday morning here, July 12th, 2026, if you're headed to church or running some errands back and forth here. So if you're coming along I-75, leaving I-81, leaving Knoxville, Johnson City, Tennessee area, be careful in the mountains of western North Carolina as well. From Asheville back down towards the Georgia border, North Georgia mountains there's some showers that can get in your way there along 20 as well. In Birmingham, just north, coming up 65, leaving Birmingham, Gardendale, Fultondale, heading out towards the north of there, and also in the Oklahoma City area. Showers around Norman, Enid, or back towards down south, heading down south toward the Red River Valley border with Texas. And over toward Tulsa, good morning to you, a few showers. And then we have a few showers in the Louisiana coastline. Tropical moisture surging with humidity still high, surging from Cameron Parish back toward New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Could be creeping up on the I-10 and I-12 corridor later on this morning. Out west, things look nice. The monsoonal flow continues in Phoenix, out toward Phoenix, Arizona. Some showers coming up from the south, as well as in California, the Central Valley, from Fresno to Sacramento, back toward Bakersfield. So coming up along the 99 or the 5 freeway could be, or the PCH, leaving San Jose, going towards Santa Barbara maybe, or if you're heading out towards the lower coast there, be very careful there. Showers are streaming up from the Pacific here into Oregon as well. Good morning to you. So this has been what the wet precipitation has been. Otherwise, a clear conditions for the Dakotas, Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities, down into Chicago and the Great Lakes, looking great, and as well as the Northeast looking great. Should be a much less humidity today as the winds are coming off from the northeast there, from New York, Washington, D.C., down up to Boston. But like I said, those showers in the mid-Atlantic from Richmond, Virginia, coming along 64 south toward Yorktown and Norfolk. Showers there into Virginia Beach as well. Good morning to you. So be careful this morning coming along the, if you're taking the tunnel, either one of the tunnels there, the HBPT or the Chesapeake tunnel as well, excuse me. And Florida's looking good too as well. But there's some showers along I-75. So we're coming 75 south, leaving Gainesville, heading toward Ocala. In between there, those showers are heading into there, as long as may creep up along the Florida Turnpike later on today as well. But elsewhere, clear, just a few showers along the Gulf Coast areas there, from Cross City down to Steinhatchee. Some showers continue to break down that area too. We have some showers down in the Keys too as well. Good morning to you. From Key West, Islamorada, Key Largo here. Some showers that will be building here as well. I think in the midst of Miami area, but the Saharan dust for you guys have cleared out tremendously, and I'll show you that later here. A few showers along Alligator Alley, between Naples and Miami. Make sure you stop and take your time there as well. So zooming out, that's all we have as far as the showers, ladies and gentlemen. A few showers pressing into Canada as well, in Ontario province, mostly in Ontario and Saskatchewan prairies. We have those showers continuing for you folks up there. Now, right here, we're looking at the water vapor, and you can see the orange and yellow predicts very dry air in the central part of the country here. So even though it's going to be warm, it's going to be comfortable for you guys in St. Louis, Champaign, Illinois, Des Moines, Iowa, Minneapolis, St. Paul, into the Dakotas, into Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, Kansas looking good, Topeka and Wichita, and over toward eastern Colorado. So we have that deep orange, deep dry air extending from the Great Lakes and into the High Plains states as well. But we have this plume of moisture that I showed you here, and it perfectly depicts it here across the Tennessee Valley, the mid-Atlantic, and into the lower plains here. And that's depicted in white and green here. Then we have that blob of green moisture there in Louisiana, southwestern Louisiana there. It's showing that deep Gulf moisture that's coming up and abutting against this dry air that's in Dallas, Fort Worth area, Metroplex, Austin, places like that. Houston, you're mixing out, but it's still a little bit humid there as well today. And then out west, we have this stream of moisture coming into San Francisco Bay Area, Sacramento, north cities north of that, like Eureka and Hayward, and down south towards Santa Barbara, Lompoc, LA area, San Diego area. So those are going to be continue that stream of moisture into that area, as well as Phoenix, the Grand Canyon. You can see those showers coming up from Mexico and Baja California. That's going to continue throughout our Sunday here on July 12th, 2020. for 2026, excuse me. In Florida, you're a mix of dry air and as this frontal boundary coming in, and moisture, and so is southern Georgia as well. So you're going to see that on the water vapor. Now, also looking at our let me see. I think it maybe have. I was going to try to show you the Saharan dust one, but I don't have it here. But in any case, Saharan dust is limited now over the southeastern United States, and that has been a blessing for the air quality and for the people that have to work outside a lot, the farmers and things of that nature too as well. So you want to keep that in mind too as well as we continue to progress here along in our forecast. Now, I do want to say that the temperatures are going to be warm today. The high temperatures, the maximum temperatures for ending on Sunday, July 12, 2026, which we are, and highest part of the day is generally between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. As we have these later sunsets, which are coming back. You know, we've had our later sunset since the beginning of summer, but now they're starting to come back a little bit. But still, they're averaging, between 7:30 and 8:30 for most folks across the country. Now, looking at the high temperatures, it's going to be very hot in the central part of the country. The Dakotas are getting into the 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 106 for Black Hills, South Dakota, Fahrenheit, 104 for 100 degrees for Jamestown, North Dakota, 94 for Pierre, 95 for the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul's, Fahrenheit, 83 Fahrenheit for Chicago. Even though you get that lake breeze, it'll still be warm, but it's going to be hot, and it's going to continue. And the south and northeast, the heat is retreating a little bit, but not triple digit heat, but still mid 90s for DFW, 97 Fahrenheit for Jacksonville for a high today, 92 Fahrenheit for Miami, 97 degrees Fahrenheit for Charleston, South Carolina. Good morning to you. 86 degrees Fahrenheit for DC, and 85 degrees Fahrenheit for Hartford, Connecticut, and 86 degrees Fahrenheit for a high today for Boston. So you can see the temperatures are hot, even in the desert Southwest. 108 degrees Fahrenheit for Phoenix. We're getting into those white colors, and it's going to be hot even into the Intermountain West here, as you can see. So today is going to be a very warm day here. It's ridge building here is happening for the majority of the country here. Denver's going to be top out at 97 degrees Fahrenheit, but Salt Lake City is going to be 106 degrees Fahrenheit. And with those fires that we've had, the cottonwood fires and the canyons there in Utah, our thoughts and prayers are with you. It's going to be a very hot day to do work and recovery efforts there. Now, this is what I want to show you. Our current hazards, as you know we do always here on the Weather Guru. You can see that we have the current hazards here. It's mostly the flood warnings here that's going to be affecting Tennessee, eastern Kentucky, and the mountains of southern West Virginia here. So if you have friends in Pikesville, Kentucky, Lexington, down toward Frankfort, the Daniel Boone Parkway, south of there, into Tennessee, land between the lakes, Nashville, over towards Knoxville, Johnson City, Bristol, and Chattanooga, we have flood watches in effect in green. Like I said, for those showers that are streaming across, and it's training, they're going over the same areas. The rain cells are going over the same areas over and over again, and that's why they had the flood watch in effect for that area. Now, also, we have the heat advisory in orange here. We don't forget you folks along the coast. Remember I told you Charleston's going to be a high temperature today of 97 degrees Fahrenheit, plus a heat indices. With humidity, that place is well over 110 degrees. So be very careful on the I-95 corridor here from Brunswick to Sea Isles, Jessup, into Savannah, also in Charleston area, and Kiowa. All you guys on Kiowa Island, you may want to cool out there at Distal Beach. You may want to go there as well. Now down south from Jacksonville, St. Augustine, Atlantic Coast, Palm Coast, Flagler County, back into just some portions of I-10 corridor heading back towards Lake City. Heat advisories in effect, as well as in southern Florida for Broward County, Miami-Dade County. Once again, it's going to be hot in inland and towards West Palm, looks like Henry County or Monroe County as well. There could be some heat advisories for that. Then out west, we have heat advisories, extreme red flag warnings, of course, in pink and purple for the Dakotas, into Montana, eastern Wyoming, and a little bit of western Colorado and west of the Continental Divide in Utah. That's in that pink and fuchsia color and the purple color there, respectively. Now, looking at the I showed you the radar. Yep, I showed you that. Now, as far as the hurricane conditions, we're in the hurricane season, but we haven't seen any hurricane activity here for the next 7 days. We don't anticipate that, according to the National Hurricane Center here. But the Pacific is active, and we have 3 areas that is active in the Pacific. Of course, it's going to be more active because we're in the El Nino year, as you know, and that's that warm belt of water in the Pacific that's been providing the super El Nino, and that's why the Atlantic has been so quiet. One of the reasons, there's several reasons, but one of the reasons why the Atlantic Basin and the Gulf of Mexico and Gulf of America and the Caribbean have been quiet. Now, we have a disturbance that's going to give it more than a 50% chance in red here that's heading up toward the northwest. So we have 3 other disturbances that are giving less than 20% chance and 30% chance respectively. But the good news is they're moving all the way from the states here, the lower 48 in Mexico. They're moving away from that area and heading toward the open ocean here, as they always most of the time do this time of year. And so that's good news. But our friends in Hawaii, we'll see how close it gets to you. Some of these disturbances out here may increase the wave action on the southern islands here, possibly later on by Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the forecast period. So there's something to watch out for. But other than that, it's looking pretty good in the Atlantic. No activity is expected during the next 7 days, of course, in any of these basins here. And so really, the peak of the hurricane season is really between mid-August to late September. And we all know that's where we have to go. But obviously, the hurricane forecasters, ladies and gentlemen, have lowered their forecast for this year. And that usually happens in a super El Nino year, because they just not with the Saharan dust out here, and also the trade winds, unfavorable winds, upper level winds. And then you also have, like I said, El Nino years typically mean a lower yield of hurricanes, but that doesn't mean that it's over, because once you, all it takes is one category 5, like Hurricane Michael or something like that in Florida one time, and that can, of course, make your day miserable. Now, that's just ones I showed you again in the Central Pacific, the 7-day forecast here, and you have these 2 disturbances, less of a 20% chance here, very low. So it could, like I said, could just increase the wave action here on the southern islands, the big island of Hawaii and some other islands toward Honolulu, but we're not looking at anything major here in the next 7 days, thank God for that area. So just keep that in mind. So this has been the Weather Guru update for Sunday, July the 12th, 2026. Get out wherever you are, enjoy your Sunday, fun day, weekend, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for subscribing. God bless. Talk to you soon.